Hello guys, this is Vritvi Sawant and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing great this week. Well, in the last video, I spoke about my author journey and the entire process of becoming an author, and also how I designed my main character, Rivan. In this video, I'm going to speak about 1. Character design again, but in detail for all other characters in the book, 2. The title selection, 3. The cover design, and lastly, how I published and marketed my book. Let's talk it out. So, since I had my main character designed already and fully sketched with details, now I had to decide on what other characters would look like, the kind of characteristics they would have, the kind of personalities they would possess, and also what level of transformation would they bring into the story according to the timeline of the story, as I mentioned in my last video. And if at all you have to show any kind of transformation of a particular character from an A to Z, because as a writer, you really have to imagine the outcome of this entire scenario and then decide on what must have happened to that said character. And it's a back and forth process because you kind of outline a few scenarios of that particular plot within the story before you finalize on one. And that is exactly what I did. There are obviously a few characters since it's a fiction literature. There is Rivan's friend, there are Rivan's mom, dad, Mr. and Mrs. Dashanan, there is Rivan's girlfriend who eventually turns his wife, then Rivan's in-laws, Rivan's brother, his mentee, his mentor, and a few other characters. I think a few storytellers or writers or authors, they actually prefer reverse method of writing. And I think I fall into that category because I have never been that kind of person who would be like, okay, this, then this, then this. I always like to imagine the outcome first, that, okay, wow, this is what I would want to do, or this is what I would want to have, or this is what I would want to portray in my story. And then I would go back and then do a little back and forth with the character, with the story, or even if it's about my goal setting also. But that is how it works for me. Also that I had to be very, very discreet with the kind of value addition or the impact that these characters bring into Rivan's life. However, the most important character transformation was that of Rivan himself, because he literally goes from this to this, then to this, and then what happens next? उसके लिए तो किताब पढ़नी पड़ेगी. I had actually listed down a few titles and then shortlisted on these 3. The first was The Angel and the CEO, which I really liked. Second was Blinded by Ambition. And third was Don't Let the Devil Conquer. So I was really confused on which title to go ahead with because I was really inclined towards The Angel and the CEO. But I thought, let me just ask my friends over what they would think, because a third party opinion is always important. So I had a quick word with my friends and simultaneously I spoke to my team as well, giving everybody a little bit of crux of the story. And therefore we went with the majority, keeping in mind that there is also going to be a part 2 to this book. So obviously both the titles have to be in alignment with each other. So yeah, we had the title finalized as Blinded by Ambition. पहले वो subtitle decided नहीं था, but then publication house just asked me if I had one because there is an empty space for that. And that is where I instantly prompted that, okay, let's try and put Are You Letting the Devil Conquer? Because back then, when the title was decided, I was really unsatisfied since the word devil and the angel was completely dropped out. And I really wanted either of the two to be there, solely because of the reason that the words like angel, devil, and conquer rank really well in the search engines. Nevertheless, finally, the entire title sounded like Blinded by Ambition. Are you letting the devil conquer? Oh my god. Now, this one aspect has taken a hell lot of time to finalize upon. I think I had hired around 5 to 6 different graphic designers from different cities. I guess 2 of them were from different country as well. After I gave them a complete briefing document of what exactly was I looking at and the whole concept that we had envisioned. After 5 designers and 25 days, the results that we got were completely unsatisfactory. Post that, we had a couple of team meetings and we kind of took printouts of all the cover designs that we had so far in hand, and we sat down and we discussed the entire layout all over again. But hard luck. So I took my chance with Canva editing software and designed the cover myself. I then transferred the file to one of my old designers, Sakshi. She eventually made it more lively after adding a few finishing touches. And the result is what you have right now. It could have been much more grandeur or something else or something more intense, but I personally am very happy with the outcome because it completely depicts or gives out the message that I wished to convey. So many authors first write the whole book and then start looking out for a publication house. I rather chose a midway. I started looking out for a publication after I had finished half the story. After receiving all the quotations and the whole process of publishing the book, I finally decided to go with Pencil Publications, as they allowed me to self-publish my book with my team being handy with all the pre and post marketing strategies to be working upon, which eventually any other publication would have done otherwise also, but with a bomb costing. And since I have my own digital marketing and PR agency, a major part of it was done in-house. So there, I kind of saved a lot of cost, which maybe I can utilize later in bits and pieces to market my book. So that's it for today, guys. I hope this video was informative and added some value to your knowledge. अगले वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे about the marketing aspects of the book and the making, that is the BTS of the trailer video. Till then, like करो, subscribe करो और जितना हो सके इस वीडियो को share करो. Like I always say, happy living people, take care. And yeah, don't forget to believe in yourself. Ciao. Oh wait, have you subscribed to my channel yet? Subscribe now.